Well, the voiceover industry is like a roller coaster on steroids right now, what with the generative AI boom and the recent SAG-AFTRA and current ongoing never-ending actress strike, and some other factors. There's a lot being shaken up right now. So you're here because you want to figure out what genres, what areas of voiceover to focus your energy on, and maybe some areas where maybe you should pump the brakes a little bit, right? So let's jump in and break it down. No BS, just the facts. First of all, let's address the big artificially intelligent elephant in the room, AI and synthetic voices. AI is here, and it ain't going away, but here's the kicker. It's not all doom and gloom, kids. Yeah, AI can spit out a relatively decent imitation of a human voice, but there still is and will continue to be a demand for real human voice actors moving forward. So let's cut this apart a little bit, genre by genre, and let's start with the genres that are hot right now. Number one, audiobooks. Still a gold mine. Audiobooks continue to be hotter than habanero underwear. The demand for audiobooks has never been higher, and guess what? The demand for human narrators has never been higher. AI has made some inroads into audiobooks, and listeners are not happy. They can tell the difference, and they're not happy with the difference. If you have a passion for books, a passion for storytelling, be it fiction or nonfiction, then by all means go ahead and plant your flag, young man or young woman or young non-binary person. Why are audiobooks still hot? Well, the market has never been hotter. The market is expanding like never before, and more people are listening than ever before. Second, audiobook listeners want a human voice that can convey nuance, and they know AI has not mastered that yet. Look, there's no question AI is going to take a portion of the audiobook market, but it will take the low end, the cheap end, the lowball projects where authors and rights holders, quite frankly, either can't afford or don't really care about quality. Skilled, talented actors who can tell a great story, who can weave a great narrative, who have range and can separate out personas and characters and be consistent and real and human and authentic will continue to work on well-written books. Number two in the hot column, e-learning, corporate training, and educational content in general. In short, the work is there. It always has been there. It was accelerating and growing before the pandemic, and then the pandemic threw a big old gasoline can on that fire. Doesn't matter whether it's corporate training or online courses or educational YouTube channels. There's plenty of work out there in educational content. As we said, COVID poured gas on the e-learning, corporate training, educational content fire, and it literally changed the way we learn so many things now. And secondly, professional e-learning providers and producers understand and know that if they want a quality product, if they're going to keep people engaged in the educational content, that there is no substitute for an engaging, clear, authentic, real human voice. Now, the big exception here is compliance and legally mandated corporate and governmental training, things where organizations are just checking a box and quality really doesn't matter. They just need to get this piece done to satisfy some either legal or governmental or otherwise compliance requirement. And a lot of that work is going to go to AI if it hasn't already. Hot genre number three, animation and video games, i.e., character work. Now, overall, animation and video games are thriving like never before. Now, it's true that the SAG-AFTRA strike last year, the current ongoing, never-ending actress strike, and maybe a little softness in the economy is affecting the video game industry. I don't dispute that, but I do think it's relatively temporary overall, and in the big picture, it will bounce back. Animation fans and gamers still want authentic characters voiced by real human actors. I mean, good God, we have entire conventions for this stuff, right? Where the voice actors are literally rock stars to those fan bases. Not to mention the global market for animation and video games is still expanding, and with that comes more opportunity. And last but certainly not least, in the hot column, commercials. Human sells. Yes, AI has made some inroads into commercials, especially on YouTube. You don't have to watch YouTube for longer than about 10 minutes to find an AI voice selling you something like solar panels that the government can buy for you. In the big picture, though, commercials still rely heavily upon human voice actors. As one casting director told me, these are mini films. The production values are very high and quality matters. And from a perception standpoint, brands that value authenticity and trust in their brand, not to mention relatability, they understand what human voice actors bring to the table. It's called connection. They know they've got much more creative flexibility because human actors are able to achieve much more depth of emotion, layering of emotion, degree of nuance, especially in high-value, well-written campaigns and spots. Try directing AI in a live session. If you can develop the skills to understand backstory and subtext, if you can break a script down and understand things like stakes and motivation, and if you can deliver authentic, natural, unpredictable, messy, human performances, there will continue to be more work than you can shake a script at. All right, let's shift over to the not-so-hot category. Number 1, telephony and IVR. AI is taking over. The brutal truth is, basic telephony and IVR, if you don't know what IVR is, it's interactive voice response, what most people call phone menus. Those systems are being gobbled up, if they haven't been already, by AI even as we speak. Let's face it, a phone menu doesn't require a high level of acting chops or emotional nuance. Press 1 for accounting, and that makes them prime real estate for AI and synthetic voices. AI is cheap, and for those folks, it's good enough. But don't feel bad, voice actors, because there's an entire legion of secretaries and receptionists who paved the way so that you wouldn't be the first person to lose phone work to a machine. Number 2 in the not column, simple narration. I hate to say it, but simple, straightforward, dry narration is more and more increasingly becoming handled by AI. If it's a dry, information-heavy script, more clients are opting to at least try AI. And by the way, anecdotally, I'm hearing a lot of cases where clients are coming crawling back to voice actors because they're not having a good experience, at least for now. We're already seeing a lot of AI in YouTube and TikTok, especially in the faceless channels. That's because these shoestring creators who have tiny budgets, they're saving what they can by engaging with an AI or a synthetic voice rather than paying a human. Is AI better than a human voice? Absolutely not. But for some things, for some people, good enough is good enough. Now, the sad part about this is that, and I've said this before, a lot of what used to be developmental work for newer talent, the work they used to cut their teeth on, is increasingly going away, which means it's more important now than ever before to train voraciously and get really good at what you do before you start seeking work, because that easy stuff just isn't going to be there for you to cut your teeth on. The flip side of that coin, the good news is that AI will offload a lot of the lowball, cheap, boring work that we didn't want to do anyway. Work that has historically been done on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork and VoiceRealm and VoiceBunny and so on. Number 3 in the not-so-hot column, audio description and localization. Now, some people may disagree with me on this, but AI voices, when it comes to audio description especially, and we'll talk about localization in a minute, it's just as true for that, turbocharge accessibility and, more importantly, efficiency. AI can turn jobs around a lot faster than humans, and they can make a lot more content accessible to visually impaired audiences. Localization, of course, it can generate localized audio tracks super fast, but also in multiple languages. And that cuts the time and expense that studios and producers have had to put into working with human voice actors. And at the same time, that approach builds their global reach and their total addressable audiences. Now again, where AI can handle the straightforward, drier stuff, the more nuanced and emotional context that needs to be provided in many projects for high-quality audio descriptions and high-quality localizations, that still requires humans. Again, this means voice actors must continue to work on our craft and refine our skills and add that depth of emotion, that layering of emotion, that empathy that AI lacks. All right, so now that we got the lay of the land, how do we navigate it? Well, here are some strategies to not only help you survive, but to help you thrive in this brave new weird world. Number one, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially when it comes to which VO genre you're going to choose to work in. When you're a newer talent, take some time to explore the different genres. Find out what you're good at, what you enjoy, what your coaches think you're especially good at, because that will be an indication of what the market may think that you're good at. The more you diversify, the less you will take a hit when one genre takes a hit. Number two, continuous learning. I cannot stress this enough. You have to stay ahead of the curve, and the only way to do that is by continuously honing your craft. Train with a reputable coach. Take acting classes. Take improv classes. One of the best things you can do to sound human is to be a master of improv. Learn new accents and dialects, and keep up with industry trends. The more versatile you are as a voice actor, the more you are setting yourself up to be able to survive and to thrive. Even better, be versatile beyond voice acting. If you have adjacent skills, for example, video editing, graphic design, photography, social media management, etc. If you can solve multiple problems, in fact, the more problems you can solve for your client, the more valuable you become. Third, hate to say it, embrace technology. Do not fear it. Said it before, AI ain't going away, so you better figure out a way to work with it. How can you use AI tools to improve your business, simplify your workflows, super serve your clients, or otherwise make your voiceover business better, more efficient, save you time, save you money, etc.? Next, focus on building relationships. In an increasingly automated and what has turned out to be a less connected world, we're really less connected with each other, the ability and the skill in building relationships is one that is going to become more important than ever. Network with clients, network with peers, attend industry events, whether that's for finding work or finding community, and build a strong personal brand. People hire people that they know and trust, so be one of those people. Next, if and when you can, create your own content. My God, we've got so many tools for this. YouTube, podcasts, social media. Hell, you can make your own feature film with an iPhone anymore. You completely have the tools to create your own content. I'm going to make a note. Create own content. That not only builds your own portfolio, but it helps you connect with people, maybe clients, maybe peers, maybe an audience of your own. My colleague, Canadian voice actor Jodie Krangle, does an amazing job with creating her own content with her podcast, Audio Branding. If you haven't checked that out, it's a great example of what I'm talking about. I'll put the link in the description and show notes. And finally, man, stay adaptable. This industry is in flux like never before, and that's only going to get worse. But with change comes opportunity. Stay adaptable. Keep learning. Keep getting better. And don't be afraid to pivot when you have to. The human voice, despite no matter what AI does, is still the most real, authentic, and effective way that humans connect with each other. Doesn't matter whether you're narrating a bestseller, whether you're voicing an NPC in a video game, or educating students through e-learning. There is a place for you in this business. It's not going to be easy. Things of value in life never are, but keep your chin up, stay creative, keep training, keep getting 1% better every day, and let's all make some beautiful, authentic human noise in this business. You can go to vopro.pro to get my Move, Touch, Inspire newsletter for voice actors that comes out every week. You can also get information on the VO Pro community and the VO Freedom Master Plan, where we teach voice actors how to market their services. It's the only marketing program in voiceover with such stringent research and development. We didn't just throw it out there. We brought it up to university standards with a university consultant before we even published it. If you found value from this video, please share it with other voice actors so that we can reach them, we can help them, we can have a better, stronger industry with more dialogue, more discourse, more rational exchange of information, and build this industry that we love so much. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you back here again next week.